Welcome to this brief presentation of our boutique company, SardAgro's business model. I am Mete Canbolat, founder and CEO of SardAgro, and I'm going to try to walk you over this brief presentation, but much more detailed numbers, statistics, and information you can find in some other place of this internet site, our internet site. We set up this SardAgro Limited company as an agricultural development company after having gained some experience in investing and implanting olives and olive fields in that region for some, let's say, 5 years. This is our proposed fields. They are in the Aegean coast of Turkey. This is south of Istanbul and Izmir and north of Bodrum Kuşadası, which are quite touristic places. Is Bodrum Kuşadası, and it's just in between. And these are so fertile fields, amazingly fertile fields. I think anything is growing on these fields over hundreds of years, from tobacco, grapes, watermelon, cherries, strawberries. But mainly, especially in some upper parts of the fields, in 600 meters, 700 meters lengths, walnuts, even olives. Mainly olives. So as the microclimate is so suitable for growing walnuts as much as olives in that particular region of Turkey, we choose walnut production as our next step for introducing some investment opportunities to interested parties. This is another satellite picture, and this is our proposed fields to potential investors. We have around 40 acres of walnuts already planted. And as an additional info, we have also approximately 100 acres of olive fields around as well. This is the fractured ownership business and investment model we are now humbly offering to our potential investors. Shortly, Mete, as the farmer, as I have the certificates, as I own those fields, those 40 acres of already planted walnut fields, I am ready to sell the land to potential investors. And then our company, SardAgro Limited, is gonna handle all the business aspect and all the operations, all the transactions. Last but not the least, and much more important issue is all expenses and management fees deducted from the first harvest yield that's going to occur in 4 or 5 years ahead. And then the profit is going to be transferred to the potential investor. And the important part, all those, after having paid the cost of the land and got the deed to this land, the investor is not going to be asked to provide any additional money or the funds in all those years, as long as he or she owns this land. This is what we call some kind of fractured ownership. And this is our team. This is the core team, Mete Canbolat. We have a chief agricultural engineer and chief operational director with huge experience in agriculture. This is what we are going to include into the purchase of the land. As I told you briefly, that the investor is not going to be asked for any additional charges, funds, money, apart from the first initial purchase of the land. The first line and the last line are much more important when you compare with some kind of similar investment opportunities around the same area, that we are ready to pass the title deed of the farmland purchase to the investor immediately. In our other business cases, first a potential investor is going to be asked to transfer the money, then the suitable land is going to be purchased, and then the walnut saplings, let's say, is going to be planted. This is some kind of loss of time at least, but as our last line suggesting here, all our walnut saplings already planted last year in 2023, June, August time frame. So these two are very peculiar for such investments. Here, we divided this into 4 packs. We call this beginner pack, professional pack, expert pack, and the master pack. And it's very detailed. You can go over this. You can check. We are trying to show theoretical income and flow of funds, let's say cash flows to potential investors for 10 years and 20 years when he or she chooses to go for one of those packs starting with 10 acres up to 40 acres, all of the plan actually. And this is my last slide here. Just we are trying to show the harvest income for different acres to be bought, meaning different packages to be bought for 10 years and 20 years. And just one important issue here, one important thing that I should mention here is this graphic shows only the harvest income for all those years. But definitely you should consider the appreciation of the land. And this is agricultural investment. It's definitely naturally very risky, and it shouldn't be the only investment part of your portfolio. It's just one investment part of your portfolio, to be honest with you. But the land appreciation in Turkey, especially in agriculture, in those parts, with such added value of walnuts, olives, just you name, when you plant, it starts to get value, and it's amazingly high. This is what we've observed actually in the last 6 years. And the compound annual growth rate of the land itself is amazingly high. And we try to show this in our cash flows. And let's say, I mean, if you consider this as an, startup, if you are considering this as an investment to a startup, actually, it should have an exit value. And it cannot come in 1 to 3 years, actually. You should consider 10 years and 20 years time horizons. In between, definitely the potential investor can sell this land to other parties with our support, with our help, etc. But at the end of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, the land appreciation is going to be amazingly high. And also we try to show this in our cash flows in the other parts of the diagrams. So thank you for your time.